Hi there! In the previous episodes, I talked about 5 steps to increase empowerment in your team or organization. But then I got the question, yeah, that's great with great people, but how do you deal with average people? And that's what we'll talk about in this episode. My name is Murielle and I help leaders build meaningful lives and organizations. So let me first start by telling you that I don't really believe in average people because I believe that everyone has the potential to be great with their own talent. But of course, it's not because you have the potential that when you have a team, that everyone is immediately great in your team. You might have to grow them, you might have to motivate them, some might be resigned, some might be afraid, and that's what we'll talk about in this episode. How can you grow people that might be a little bit average at the beginning? And I've identified 5 steps to grow average people or to empower average people. So the first step is to believe more in people than they believe in themselves. And let me illustrate this with a story of one of my management team members. He was really a great person, an expert in IT, but he lacked a little bit of confidence. And because of that, he could get in defensive mode, he could resist change and not really always grow. He could get impatient or angry with people. But because I really saw something in him and I believed in him more than he believed in himself, he became really a great manager and a great leader. So when you believe more in the people than they believe in themselves and you challenge them, people grow. And if you don't do that, if you challenge them without believing in them, they can feel bad and resist the change and not grow. So believe more in the people than they believe in themselves. But to be able to do that, you have to be able to have a high energy level and to manage your fears. Because if you don't have yourself a high energy level and that person is doing something not so great, your stress level will spike up, and you will get angry, impatient, and you will not be able to believe in that person more than they believe in themselves. So first step, believe more in people than they believe in themselves. The second step is to listen with care, because often the people are hard on themselves and everyone wants to be the best person that they can be, but they might have some barriers to grow themselves. Or they might see things that are not working well, or they might be resigned and not see any possibilities for themselves anymore for your team or for your organization. But when you listen with care to someone, well, that mood is going to shift. That person is going to be able to accept some things that he or she cannot change, for instance, and the mood will change from resistance, from resentment, from resignation to acceptance and even enthusiasm. And that will then shift into seeing new possibilities and being able to grow. Then the third step I want you to do is not only focus on the person and on the tasks, but I want you to focus on the processes. When with your whole organization or with your team, you put processes in place and then you motivate everyone to follow these processes and you motivate everyone to evaluate them, to improve them, well, when average people start following these steps, these processes, they will become better again as well. So focus on the processes and not only on the people and on the tasks. And now step 4. So you believe in that person more than they believe in themselves. You have listened with care. You have processes in place that the person can follow. And now some people can still stay average or can still resist some change. So what I want you to do now is to focus on the positive. Because there where you put your attention, that will grow. And we can have a tendency to put our attention on the negative people or on the negative things, and then these things will grow. But if you put your attention on the positive people, on the positive behaviors, and you reward those behaviors, not only the results, but really the fact that a person is following a certain step, the fact that a person did something new. So you focus your attention on the behaviors and on the processes and on the positive people. And what will happen then is that will grow. And at a certain point, the group of positive people, the group of more great people will grow, and the other people will want to join that group because nobody wants to be isolated and be excluded. And probably they will then jump on the ship and they will grow again as a person and become a high potential or become really a great person. So focus on the positive things. And the last step is motivate people to learn and to grow. Because everyone can grow and everyone should grow and grow constantly. Because in this world where you have so many changes, where you have so many disruptions, new technologies, new demands, you have to adapt constantly. And adapting means learning new skills. So when you motivate people to learn new skills, well, that person will become better then. But then, of course, how can you motivate busy people to learn? Because not everyone wants to learn. And that will be the topic of my next video. So what were the 5 steps is first, believe in people more than they believe in themselves. Listen with care to those people. Focus on the process, not only on the person and the tasks. Then put your attention on the positive behaviors, reward the positive behaviors and the positive people, because that will then grow. And then motivate people to learn and grow. And that's when you will be able to also empower average people and also transform average people into great people. So in my next episode, I will talk about how you can motivate busy people to keep learning, because I know often in organizations you have a small group of people, they love to learn and they learn a lot of things, but often you get a group of people that don't take the time or find the time or don't want to learn, and that's what I'll talk about. So subscribe to this channel, because then you will receive the next episode automatically. But also subscribe if you want to have a meaningful life or organization. So let me tell you, how about your team? Do you have average people in your team? Do you have great people in your team? Are you motivated to learn new things? Let me know and I'll read the comment and I'll answer them. Thank you. Bye.